Hello and welcome to the video. Today we've got a Z4 M40i press car from BMW UK, so big shout out and thank you to them. I've got this for a week and I'm going to do a nice review today when I'm taking it to Caffeine and Machine. Now it is the end of November right now and it is raining, but I don't have a convertible. In fact, this is the first time I've ever driven a convertible. So I'm going to have to do what you do when you have a convertible. So, yes, I've got to make the most of having a convertible. When I came to buy my Cayman GT4, I originally wanted the Spider for that Cayman, for that convertible reason. But the Spiders were just so much more expensive on the used market over the Cayman GT4. So even though it's raining right now, shift, if I just drive faster, the rain can't get in, right? I'm driving through all these woodlands and a bird has decided to poop right on the windshield. So if I went any faster, it would be in the car right now. So yeah, maybe that's the downfall of having a convertible. Let's get that roof back up before I spray the windows, because I don't want any of it coming into the car. Windows up. There we go. There we go. See, look, it's all spraying onto the window. We're all clean now. I'm gonna drive for a little bit with the roof up so that all this water doesn't end up going into the car. So switching from comfort to sport has made it so much louder, and it's obviously pumped in via the speakers. But if you're an old school viewer of the channel, you'll remember that I started my channel with an M140i, and honestly, I have missed this B58 engine. It's so torquey, low down. At the top, it kind of runs out. It runs out of that puff. It's not really got that oomph at the top. So a stage 1 remap on this would fix it perfectly. But the low down torque, it kind of kicks you out, squiggles a little bit. We're on Pilot Super Sports as well, so you know, not the best tyre in today's world. But all that low down torque, 500 Newton meters. It makes this car so fun to drive, and I'm going to say it right now, B58 over S58. I've always found the S model engines, the M car engines, to be a little bit more naturally aspirated mapped. They've definitely got a load of power in the top end and they don't run out of puff. But driving around town, driving slowly, when you're kind of stuck in traffic, the B58, hands down the most fun engine of them all. It just kind of, you're just cruising along and it encourages you to put your foot down and do short little pulls, and it really honestly feels faster than the G87 M2 that I had recently from BMW UK. I know that's an M car and this is an M Light, but the new M2 is just kind of, as I've said in my last video, it's gotten quite big, boaty. You sit in a 2 Series, you're sitting like you're in a kind of a dining chair table. But this being 2-seater, I'm definitely sitting a lot lower. Being a roadster, it just feels more sporty. Being closer to the road feels more sporty, and that torquey B58 engine just makes it feel faster and more fun to drive. I'd have this over an M240i. I haven't actually told you what I'm doing today. I'm off to Caffeine and Machine to see the boys. It was my birthday very recently, so we're just gonna have a birthday weekend hangout and enjoy the Z4. Hello boys. Hello.
Well, you said it doesn't get wet.
It doesn't, no, the faster you drive. I've clearly been driving too slowly, yeah. Actually, that's quite bad.
What's that? Enjoy that.
A bird pooped on the window. So if I was driving faster, it would have gone into the car.
Like a mile an hour faster, it would have gone into you.
Chris is trying the Z4. Do you want to see my #1 pet peeve with the car?
What's that?
There aren't any cup holders.
Well,
So if you want to put your
I see,
drink
they're quite
here,
far back, yeah.
you've got to open this. You can't close that,
yeah.
so you've got to drive with that permanently open. There are no cup
Yeah,
holders.
fair play.
It's All right. Good morning at Caffeine and Machine. Now we're going to go enjoy the Cotswolds and enjoy the roads. Deary me, that's so good with the roof down. Oh my god! Let's have a little talk about what it's like to drive. If you can see Charlie in the passenger seat, he's been helping me film some drive-bys up and down here. So it's cold, it was raining, we'll leave him in the passenger seat. So what is it like to drive? Well, really good actually. We have to remember that it is an M Light, so we're not expecting it to drive like an M car. It is a light version. BMW don't make a Z4M of this car. Imagine if they did, because very nice. Because if BMW made a Z4M of this car, they would fix all the issues that I have with this car driving wise. It is a little floaty. When you're driving, if anyone's ever had Cup 2s on their car, track focus cars, and they've experienced aquaplaning, that's kind of what this car feels like when you're driving. It just feels like there's a little bit of water between the ground and the car. It just feels like you're not quite on the car. You want some pushing down on the car. It just feels a little bit floaty, and that, you know, when you're accelerating, the front comes up off the ground. When you brake, the nose dives in a little bit. It's kind of just leaning around a little bit too much for my liking, and it doesn't invoke confidence. So that would be my main issue with how the car drives. But I've got to keep reminding myself, this is an M Light, it's not a Z4M. So it's designed to do that. It's designed to be comfortable, wafty, take it to the south of France, have the roof down, be easy and comfortable to cruise on in the motorway. But then when you want to have some fun, you've got 340 brake horsepower to play with. If we now come into the car, hello Charlie. The brakes, you can left foot brake if you want in this car. You can see how the brake pedal is actually a lot wider, and BMW have basically taken it into consideration that you can, if you want to, left foot brake, which is really nice. I've already talked about the issue with the cup holders with Chris, but another issue I have is the blind spots. When you're driving, and we can use Charlie as a demonstration here, it's very hard to see your blind spots. But what's really good with this car and what's specced out on it is it has the kind of blind spot indicator on the mirror, so when the triangle's lit up, I know what cars are my blind spot. But other than that, when the roof is down, you can kind of peer around. The last main issue I have with this car, and honestly there aren't that many issues I have with the Z4 M40i, is the price tag. This one here, and I'll put the screenshot of the spec sheet up on the screen right now, is specced up to £60,000. I think it was 58,995 or something like that. That is ridiculously expensive, especially for an M Light. In my head, and I know times have now changed, £60,000 used to get you an M2 competition, not an M Light. So I know the brand new M2 is around about £65,000 now, but that is still really expensive. And so if you're looking to buy a BMW Z4 M40i, Charles and Dean can help you out. They are actually the sponsor of today's video, so big shout out and thank you to them. They are a finance brokerage. I'm also going to put a nice pretty bit of text with a disclaimer as well. Please make sure you read that. and then I'm going to get Jack to explain why Charles and Dean can help you out.
Yeah, so Charles and Dean are a finance brokerage. We've got our HQ based in Stamford near Peterborough. We've also got a London office as well. So we fund pretty much everything and anything, mostly asset finance, so whether that's commercial and motor. So in our space, we'll do motor finance, such as Will's car that we've done for him. Most of the cars that you see today, pretty much stuff that we do, but we do range anything from a Ford Fiesta daily car all the way up to something like a Carrera GT.
And so if you do want to look at finance, not just on Z4s, but on any other car, I will leave a link in the description down below. If you click on that, fill out the form, you'll get taken to Jack, who will help you out on all Charles and Dean finance queries. Back to the video. So again, imagine if they ever made a Z4M, that would be quite expensive. You'd be looking at maybe 65, 75,000 pounds maybe, because it's got to be more expensive than an M40i variant. And I think, again, that is my main issue. It's not just the Z4 though, because the Supra is also a 50,000 pound car. And again, that's still a B58 engine. And in my head, if you're paying 50,000, 60,000 pounds for a BMW engine, I still think, and maybe I'm just living in the 2015 era, you should be picking up an M car for that price. I found a quieter road. To conclude, the car is actually really, really good. I really, really like it. It is, in a good way, a car that you can live with every single day and bat around in it, full throttle every single day, hearing the burbles, the pops, the bangs, and it's perfectly fine to live with. It is really, really well balanced. Me being a kind of a mod geek, I would like to maybe add some few springs, give it an exhaust, bit of a few fruitier exhaust, because I still think the OPFs have kind of killed the sound a little bit, and maybe give it a stage 1 tune so that that top end is a little bit more fruity and kind of pulls all the way. So really, maybe if they made a Z4M, that would be the perfect car for me. But I still think this is a really, really good car. If they made a manual Z4 M40i, I would love to try that. And I hear that there is a Supra manual available, so maybe I need to try one of those to compare back to back. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, the usual. Thank you very much to Charlie for being my cameraman. And let me know in the comments down below what you think of the Z4 M40i. Again, a big shout out to BMW UK, and I'll see you later in the next video. That N55.